Hi, thank you. On the show tonight, an actress best summed up by one observer who said she's been at her peak for 40 years. She is Dame Judi Dench. Then there's the young zoologist who's either Lara Croft or the natural successor to David Attenborough, depending upon which paper you read, and she is Charlotte Uhlenbroek. Music from pop idol survivor Will Young and one of my favourite singers, Clare Teal. Another favourite of mine is first guest tonight. Today he's our best-loved young comedian. He created Phoenix Nights, rightly hailed as a modern classic. As a stand-up comic, a recent tour was seen by nearly 400,000 people. Not bad for a cinema usher from Bolton, who was once warm-up man on this very show. Ladies and gentlemen, Peter Kay. Oh, hello.
Right.
Have it. So how was beautiful Bolton when you left it? Was it basking in autumnal sunlight? Did the heart tug as you left it?
No, it was... I can't remember. It was just dull, I think. Fine rain soaks you through. Which kind of rain, that fine rain? Which kind... My grandma sends her love, my nana.
Ah, your nana. She came down last time, didn't she?
She did. She's not come down this time.
Why is
She's
that?
been emulsion in her bedroom.
Oh.
But she sends her love. She says hello. She never has you off.
Doesn't she?
She's got I've got to tell you this. You know your CD you've got out? She said, oh, he's got a copulation album out. He's got a copulation album. Copulation. You see, you can't write that.
You can't
That's
write it.
banana.
That's why you stay in Bolton, isn't it?
I took her out in car. I said, oh, slow down, your driving's a bit erotic. Look at that, eh? You see, it's on tap.
Absolutely. She's
in a warden-controlled flat in Bolton.
That's right. Is she all right there? Is she coping
yeah,
all right?
She's got a red rope hanging from the ceiling, and that goes through to Dougie, who's 14 mile away doing a word search. And she's only ever pulled it once when she had a wasp in the kitchen. Bloody wasp. Have you got one of them? Warden-controlled flats?
No.
Holy Josh, what I do?
I have not.
It's jokes.
It's a joke.
Go on anyway, go on.
Let's talk about this career of yours, because you weren't always a comedian. You always wanted to be, I suppose. I mean, comedians are born, not made, aren't they? In a sense?
I always think it's a vocation, mate.
Yeah.
You know, like some people get called to priesthood. But come on, there's a time for having a laugh, and then there's a time for being serious.
And I think you're right. It's a very serious point you make.
But every job I did, I were always not. I couldn't get into my jobs. I left school and got a job at Franny Lee's packing toilet rolls. In the factory, not in his house.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Not unpacking his shopping. And I worked there for 6 months, and then I left at Christmas because they went to continental shifts, and I won't wear a sombrero, so...
What about the cash? You worked in a cash and carry too, didn't you?
I worked in a cash and carry. I went working there after with... we had a manager there called Brian By The Way. That was his name, Brian By The Way. It's a great name, that. See that? You couldn't write that? Brian By The Way. And he was kind of manager. If you've got time to lean, you've got time to clean. You know what I mean? Or, he used to be obsessed with stacking shelves. You put some on shelves, and he go, whoa, 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 put that there. Eye level is buy level. If they can't see it, they can't buy it. They were having a robbery there, cash and carry. There were a Thursday night, proper arm raid. It's true, this. And I was working, it was a Thursday night, and I was pricing up tuna fish with Kevin Broughton. And it come on tannoy, cash office, Miriam. Mr. By The Way! Just the end of the tannoy, you know. Mr. By The Way! I thought something's going down here, Kev. And we run round into pop aisle, and they were at front. Pop aisle. And they were at front with these sawn-off shotguns, you know. But if you're ever in anything like that, it's delayed shock. Because at the time, your brain, it's like it's not happening, you know what I mean? I mean, I got home, I was sobbing middle of Tomorrow's World. But, like, when, at the time, like, they turned, and I swear to God, they went, you two, get down! And I said, what, you mean dance? Get down, Kev. You see, but you weren't quite taking it in, you know. And we thought we were all going to be on Crime Watch. I thought this is going to be a big break into showbiz. They're going to come and film us and that, you know. No, it was an inside job.
Was it?
Yeah. Someone off bakery.
What about when you eventually made it to the clubs? I mean, You did still stand up there. I mean, you must have got some wonderful characters there.
Yeah, there's some really good stories. There were one about, I remember doing in Liverpool, Liverpool audiences are funny. Sometimes funnier than the acts, you know, a lot of the time. Because they're dead quick, you know. And I was doing this competition for new comedians, and there were a guy at toilets called Mick the Mimic. And I know, and I think that was his stage name, I think. And he said, I do impressions. I said, I'm on last. Will you give me a big build-up, like? I said, oh, yeah, of course I will, like. And it's a bit tight, like, but it was funny. But he come on, like, I went, please welcome. He goes under the comedy name, and he's here for doing impressions. Mick the Mimic. And they all, like, 3 people, you know. And I know he come on. He said, hello, you all right? Yeah, nothing, like that, just like that. You're doing great. See if you can guess who this is. And he got this chair, but it were like that with 2 glasses, a pint of water, and it got caught right microphone wire, and he pulled it, and that fell over and smashed, and someone went, Stevie Wonder! I said, I'm not done it yet, Not done it yet. Hang on. Just took his glasses, these'll do. Look at that, eh? Always thinking. He said, so I said to the producer, I said, Ronnie. I said to the producer, I said, Ronnie, like, nothing. OK, here's another one for you. That was Ronnie Corbett. See if you can guess who this is. One of Ireland's best. Hello, welcome to another Children in Need. It's been 12... Someone went, oi, mate, do Wogan. I'm doing Wogan. This is Wogan. This is bloody Wogan. Oh, you know what I mean? Oh, no, it were off. But they're so quick. You know, they're really... Oh, they're bad.
Ah, dear. I mean, you must have total recall. You do, don't you? I mean, I think a lot of comics have that very good visual memory.
I've always been able to just remember things. I don't know, it just kind of... I'm a slightly... I don't know, it just a bit like Rain Man. You know what I mean? It just kind of... It's in, and I don't mean like that, like, but you know what I mean? It's... But I've always been able to remember things.
Do you feel when you leave Bolton and come down here like you've come down tonight? I mean, can you not wait to get home? I mean, is it as bad as that?
No, it's not that bad. I don't mind coming to London. It's just that being at home is, I think, for me, you lose touch with real people, and a lot of what I hear is I just seem to just click on, like, just things like we were at a birthday party the other week, and my mother-in-law said, oh, he's dancing, he's got 2 new hips. You know what I mean? And just lines like that, and I think, oh, and I write down on the table. You know what I mean? And I'm always writing stuff down, and I can't help it. You know, it goes in, and that's it. But, like, I tell you one, I was talking to a coach driver. I tell you, this is funny, this. Coach drivers are right miserable, you know. And I was talking to him, and he said, I can't stand them. He said, they're drunk, and I look at him, I see this lad, he's having a piss in aisle. He says, I slam my brake, he's shot down aisle. What are you doing? He said, we've just had a toilet stop and a leg stretch. What are you doing? Pissing on my coach. He said, I weren't to. He said, get off and get on the hard shoulder. So he said, as soon as he put his foot on that hard shoulder, shut the door as I drove off. I left him. Women, though, he said, endos. I don't mind endos. He said, they're different. Women, they can't go but 4 miles. They want to wee. I want to wee. Pull over to hard shoulder. Let them get off. Wait till they're in hard shoulder. Knickers around their ankles. Reverse 40 feet. Full beam. They don't like that. Full beam. Hey, you cheeky... Oh, I've got the Polaroids. Oh, yeah.
You must never leave.
No, you can't, because I was walking through Bolton the other day, this woman come up to me, swear to God, she said, excuse me, love, am I going the right way? You know what I mean? How do you know? Am I going the right way?
Well, I suppose your nana, too, I mean, she would... I mean, Amy...
I went round my grandma's flat, I walked in, she said, guess who's dead? Guess who's dead? How would you start with something like that? Guess who's dead? Chuck me phone book. You'll never guess. Who? Connie. Who? Connie. Who's Connie? Connie. Who's Connie? You know, Connie. Oh, well, now you've repeated it. Penny's dropped. Connie, hit flat upstairs. I heard a thud during bargain hunt. Connie. I give Dougie a pull. Connie. I don't know who he is. Oh, who's Connie? You know, Connie. And she goes on. Connie, use Joan and Jackie. Jim emigrates to Canada. He joined RAF. Tony knocked a nun down on Green Lane. She used to look at Warburton. She had a club foot, she had a kink leg when she walked. Leanne and Catherine live over Blockbuster. They're both lesbians. She can't say lesbians. She'll burn if she says lesbians. They're both lesbians. Connie, dead. I only saw her on Tuesday and all.
Dear.
I went to Connie's funeral with me nan. raining, cemetery, and then we went back to the pub after because they put a bit of buffet on for Connie, not that she ate much. And there's always... we're all... They didn't hear that. And we're all at this buffet, and this bloke come up to me at buffet, just been in hospital myself, rectal abscess, I'm like that. Thanks. And I'm sat down having this buffet, and this woman said, oh, because she dressed as an owl. Oh! She weren't. Said, did you see rain today at cemetery? Did you see it raining? But when they lowered that coffin of Connie's, did you notice? Clouds parted and sun shone. That were Connie, she were there. She made sunshine. I said, that were weather. No, love, that were Connie. Isn't that right, Lena? That's right. That's right. I lost my Billy 5 years ago. And he loved cheese and onion crisps. He loved them. Cheese and onion crisps. He couldn't get enough of them. Quavers. He loved quavers. And when he died, I swear on our Margaret's eyes. God is me witness. An empty bag of quavers blew across. Oh, with Billy, he was there. They had a karaoke. This is a funeral in a pub and a karaoke bloke come. It's karaoke time now, don't be shy. It's what Connie would have wanted. I thought you can't have a karaoke. Get up and they all got up singing. Pissed. We had Living in a Box. Knock on wood, going underground.
Oh, dear. Oh, sadly we've...
I enjoyed that.
Oh,
then.
Enjoyed.
You know, I did. When nerves go, you're all right, you know.
I haven't laughed as much since the last time I had Billy Connolly on.
I'll tell you another one. When I went to a shop and I said, how much is that? I used to work at Garage. Last one now, I swear to God. A great one there. I used to be a cashier. Because they go into shops and you give them money and they say, £20 going in. I love that one. When you give them a £20 note, £20 going in. I said, hey, love, there's 2 drug dealers. I'm up for change here. We're going to be up Front Street in a minute. Winded, that. But I used to work in a shop. I'd say, come in, how much is that? That's £3.42. Do you want the 42? What? Do you want the 42? Yeah, I do. Otherwise, it'd be £3, and that's not enough, is it?
Dear. Well, listen, all the best.
You're all right.
Congratulations. You've come a long way since you were warm-up man on this show, haven't you? It's true.
Well, I might be back there in a few years.
You might be. You'll be very welcome as well. Peter Kay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It just makes me laugh. Music now, and a young man who survived all the ghastly hype surrounding Pop Idol to emerge with his own identity intact, plus enough talent to give him a lasting career. Here singing his latest single, Leave Right Now. Welcome, please, Will Young. Knowing you were coming on the show, a friend of mine said, just ask him where he's been for the past 12 months. So where you been for the past 12 months?
I've been in the studio, actually, writing a new album, which has been good because I think last year was, well, it was so mad. And I really wanted to, well, 2 things. I think kind of take time out to look back on last year, you know, and enjoy the memories, and then really concentrate and show I was taking the second album seriously.
How did a boy who's from your background, who read politics at university, end up on Pop Idol?
I don't know.
I mean, you can't.
My dad still asks me that question.
But I mean, when you went to university, you didn't want to be a pop star then, did you? I mean, you were reading politics, but presumably you had a different ambition in mind.
I wanted to be a singer. I always wanted to be a singer.
Do you?
Yeah, and
so why read politics then?
It was a sort of plan B, and I knew I knew that I wanted to finish my education. I thought that was important, and it's really stood me in good stead because, you know, it's great to sort of have a bit of knowledge and still use it occasionally.
And frighten people, you mean?
And frighten people. Frighten myself. Well.
And what about Pop Idol? I mean, what was your route into that?
Well, it was another opportunity, and
what did you make of it when you got there? What did you make particularly of that very rude fellow, Mr. Cowell?
we didn't get on famously well.
No, you didn't. That was quite obvious, isn't it? Yes. I mean, from the very beginning, there was no love lost, was there?
Yeah, I mean, I always said, I think I said on the show, you know, it's good to be honest, but I think there's a way of being honest, and perhaps we clash slightly. But he seems to have calmed down a bit, actually, now. But yeah,
I've not noticed.
No.
But I mean, well, what do you make of that, again, coming from the background you came from, middle class, very polite, good-mannered boy. What do you make about that confrontational aspect there is in that show? I mean, you must have objected to that, mustn't you?
In what sense?
Well, in the sense of them being rude, of saying things that were there to demean people, basically, not criticism, and to actually knock you down.
I found that tough, actually. And I think people...
Did it get to you?
Yeah, it did. I mean, I think people saw that, and maybe that's why I so publicly kind of responded to it and you know, stood up, maybe, for the people who'd gone previously. And I remember talking to, you know, friends and my family before I went on the live show on television. And I said, you know, there's one thing. I think people have to bear in mind that it's entertaining, but also, you know, people will go away and take that to heart and maybe never try singing again.
Well, that's the point.
There's so many people I saw who were great and didn't get through, and I was one of the lucky ones that did. And I noticed, you know, having a bit of confidence, people putting some confidence in you, the difference that makes.
Of course, it's about, and that's what's negative about it, is that way of demeaning people that makes them, that stamps on their dreams, and you mustn't do that.
I think you're right. I mean, I agree with you.
But you went through with it, nonetheless.
Yeah, I fought on.
You weren't favourite to win and you won, so I suppose that was two fingers up with all that, I suppose. But, yeah. what about when you came out? Did you plan to come out, or did you actually do so because you were going to be exposed, so to speak, by a newspaper?
Well, I always called it the second coming, because I came out once. I never thought I'd have to do it again in the same
Come
years.
out to what?
He's being deliberately...
I'm only joking.
Carry on.
Yeah, it was a bizarre time. But I want, you know, no one ever asked me the question, so I always said if someone asked me, then I would say that I was gay, but no one ever did. And then there were more sort of, I mean, maybe slight threats by some members of the print press. They were going to run stories, and I just thought, well...
Bastards.
I thought... You know what, that's what I thought.
Sure on me. I'd have gone down with a bat. Next time, just give us a bell.
Did it surprise you that there was this inordinate curiosity about your sex life? Or were you prepared for it?
It didn't, actually, because I think, you know, I was sort of, you know, I knew that was what came with the territory, I suppose.
Yes.
And when you're thinking of singing professionally and hopefully successfully and therefore in the public eye, you know, that's part of it. People have a sort of fascination with celebrities' private lives.
Yes.
So it was nice to sort of get it out of the way, actually, and the reaction was fantastic, and I like the way it just sort of passed, and I was, you know, back on doing what
What's interesting is that there's a difference between what the prurient press thinks is oh gosh, astonishing, and the way the public says, well, so what?
Yeah.
I mean, it is extraordinary, isn't it, that?
I thought, I mean, maybe, you know, it kind of happened through the show as well, I think. The public kind of going for someone like myself who maybe wasn't as obvious a choice for a sort of pop idol, and I think it was nice again to have their support in that case. What
about the other problem too that you have if you win Pop Idol, that there's another Pop Idol and then another Pop Idol and another, so you're like a conveyor belt of Pop Idols. Yeah. And then the problem is, how do you actually maintain that impetus that it gives you?
I think, I mean, I'd thought about that, and that's why I sort of took time out, you know, and sort of stepped out of the public eye and wanted to show that I was taking my career seriously and taking the music seriously. And I knew that I needed to find more of a sound that was sort of me. And to do that, you needed to kind of, you know, get away from all the hustle and bustle and really concentrate on the music.
I mean, what are what's your taste in music? Who are the people you admire when you're growing up with kids? Who do you listen to?
I mean, mainly soul, old soul,
Really?
soul and jazz. So Marvin Gaye, yeah, Curtis Mayfield.
That's what I'm going to call my son.
What? Marvin Gaye?
Marvin Gaye.
There you go, boy.
If it's a boy, I don't know. It might be. Or I'm all, I think.
Yes, he's about to be a proud father, actually, Will, in January time.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Boy or girl? You don't know?
I don't know.
No.
We're hoping for a baby.
Yeah.
Very good. So what's the ambition then? What's the dream now? Obviously the album sells and you do well and they...
Well, I don't know, not obviously, though. I mean,
well, no, obviously you want that. That's the immediate dream. Let's suppose that comes true. What's the thing after that? I mean, where do we go?
Well, it's funny because I have really concentrated on the writing and sort of learning the craft, and I've really got into that. So now I find myself thinking of more people that I'd like to collaborate with in the studio.
Yes.
And that's, I've really enjoyed that whole creative process.
Yeah.
You know, probably more than coming out in the public, actually. So, you know, they have to kind of kick me out. But, so hopefully more collaboration and maybe some acting and some other stuff. I'd like to open a cafe as well.
Oh!
Which I know people think is really weird.
Why a cafe?
I don't know. I like cafe culture and I like cafes.
Would you stand behind the espresso machine? We were dealing out stuff like that. Waiters, a little bit on the apron, going around.
I think if the album doesn't do well,
it might well be. Yeah, you might well be actually using that degree you got at university.
Exactly.
I doubt it. Will Young, thank you very much indeed.
Nice to see you. Thank you.
Well done. A soon-to-be-seen BBC series features killer ants, rampaging elephants, charging gorillas, and a zoologist whose media image is a beguiling mixture of Lara Croft and David Attenborough. Here she is making new friends in Borneo. She survived. Ladies and gentlemen, Charlotte Uhlenbroek. Oh, you've got at least one fan in, Charlotte. They're gorgeous, those orangutans, aren't they? They're wonderful. Was that an orphanage, was it?
That was in southern Borneo, in Kalimantan, at an orphanage.
Yeah.
And it was really like being with a bunch of ragamuffins who were like, it's like being with Fagin's pickpockets, actually, in Oliver Twist, because they're so curious. They're kind of into everything. And, well, as you saw, kind of discovered my radio mic and then followed the lead round and found the transmitter and then hand down the shaft. I was like, no, can't do this. This is probably before the 9 o'clock watershed. So...
that's, of course, your first love of primates, aren't they? It's your first...
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
That's how you sort of specialise in.
Yeah, wonderful.
And in this series that you've done, which is about rainforests,
yes.
And you go to Borneo, you go to Thailand, and you go to the Amazon, and you go to the Congo, and you meet a variety of animals. But let's talk about apes first of all. You come across a gorilla, don't you? In the mountain gorillas, you call them a tribe of gorillas? No.
No, well, a
family.
A family, they are,
yeah.
yes. Well, this time I had met mountain gorillas before, but this time we met western lowland gorillas.
Yes.
They are fantastic and actually very difficult to see in the wild. So we kind of crept through the vegetation with a scientist who's trying to follow them, and actually managed to get really very close to a family, which was fantastic.
What about, I mean, I know that you can speak chimpanzee because you demonstrated that the last time you were on the show. You could communicate.
I think I surprised you somewhat.
You surprised everybody. Can you speak gorilla?
Well, I've learnt, well, basically, you do a belch grunt, and it's polite in gorilla circle society to do a belch grunt when you arrive, which is just, and that's really just letting them know that you're coming and that you're not a threat. So we sort of, warned them like that. Nonetheless, actually, when we were fairly close to them, We were watching a youngster and his mother was having a siesta. It was all very nice and calm. And suddenly the silverback appeared, and he obviously thought we'd got a little bit too close to his family, and so he charged, and that was very impressive to be charged by
impressive
silverback. Yeah, he veered off at the last minute. It was just a bluff charge, but.
But what do you do in a circumstance like that? Because I imagine to panic and run would be to make the situation even worse, wouldn't it be?
Well, basically, the best thing to do when you're around gorillas is just to sit, try and make yourself look quite small, unintimidating. The whole crew, we tend to kind of form quite a nice tight knot so that we don't look like too many people and, you know, sort of scary kind of wall of people that they're facing. And just, you know, keep your eyes down if
so you don't look at them
they
directly?
charge. No, that can be regarded as a threat.
As confrontational. There's a lovely sequence and I think just before the shot we saw of you with the orangutans, where you have one of them in their arms and he's looking at you. And he's looking in that curious way as if to say, what is this thing here I'm looking at? Do you ever get that sense that they're observing you?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm sure that they recognise that they are, you know, that we're very, very similar.
Really?
They see another ape, which is exactly what we are. So, and their sort of intelligence shines through. I mean, they say the eyes are the window to the soul, and I think that is true. You can really see this intelligence and curiosity.
Yes.
And I have to say, on the subject of great apes, actually, is that last time I came, we talked about some of the problems facing great apes.
Yes, that's right.
And now it's really reached the kind of, you know, it's 1 minute to midnight as far as the great apes are concerned. And there's the United Nations is having an emergency meeting at the end of this month to come up with a plan to save the great apes. And Britain's been very good, very supportive, but we really need a groundswell of public support for this initiative, because this is the last time they can come up with a cohesive plan for all the countries where there are great apes and save them. Otherwise, another couple of decades and there won't be any viable.
Really?
There won't be any viable. There might be a few isolated populations.
Is that because of poaching, or is it because of natives killing them for meat and that sort of, what is it? A combination of two?
Both. I mean, the deforestation is a huge problem right around the world, as we know. But in West Africa and Central Africa at the moment, the hunting for bushmeat has reached just really very worrying proportions. So, yeah, that's when we need real public support. It's inconceivable, isn't it,
to imagine that those beautiful creatures that you see.
And our close relatives, those, you know, that kinship that we have with them, which is so obvious.
Now, what about when you're going to a rainforest? I mean, what's it like when you're going to? I mean, you see them on movies. You see this impenetrable arc of trees and no light. I mean, you live there. I mean, what's
well, it's very much as most people's kind of perception of it is. It's dark and dense and intense and quite claustrophobic, and very hot and humid and full of creepy crawlies and biting insects.
You get bitten all the time? There's nothing
you do. I mean, in the evenings, you know, part of our entertainment in the evening was counting up sort of bites. You know, what else do you do after it gets dark? You know, there's no telly, nothing to watch. So we'd count up our insect bites.
Talking about little creatures that hurt you, there's a stunning sequence in one of the programs about I think it's the one about the Congo.
That's right.
With the driver ants. These are extraordinary creatures, aren't they? I mean, they terrify everybody in the forest, including elephants, these things.
Absolutely.
Describe what happens.
Well, basically, you'll get a sort of central bivouac, and then you have an army of maybe 22 million ants will set out from this bivouac. And literally, the forest is like there's rivers of ants running through the forest, and the soldiers flank the columns of the worker ants as they go out. And then they spread out and on these raids, and they literally just take out everything in their path. You can hear the forest rustling as all the insects flee in front of their path. And as you say, you know, some people say even elephants will run and get out of the way when they hear the driver ants coming.
There's a little sequence here involving these ants, which is you being bitten in close-up, and many times over, I assume, by one of these dreadful ants. Have a look at this.
As you can see, it's the bigger soldier cars that start to do the damage. Ouch! This one's just slicing into my skin with its razor-sharp jaws. Ah!
Yes, ouch, it hurt.
It did hurt,
really
yeah.
did, yeah.
What do you do that for? You're standing there letting it bite you. What's all that about?
What were you doing?
I can
What?
assure
What were
you.
you doing?
I want to done it. I want to. What kind of tricks are them? I didn't
I
tell
have
that
no
director
idea
we're
what I've
Hey.
done wrong, what I've done to deserve that. But the director, right, you're going to be, you know, bitten by an
Get a
ant.
stunt woman. That's what.
Yes, well, I'm a stunt
Stunt hand.
hand. I could have done it,
Stunt
couldn't I? Couldn't I? I was the only woman on the crew there, so that was it. I either had to have a large, hairy hand, I guess, or suffer it. So my vanity, like, OK, I'll do it.
What about the people who actually, I mean, you visit the area and then you come out when you finish your film, but what about the people you met who live there? Again, there's a lovely sequence featuring the Pygmies, the tribe that you met up with, who make the most extraordinary singing sounds. I mean, it is singing, but it's singing unlike anything I've ever heard. It's truly beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely fantastic. I can only describe it as if the forest itself is singing. The sound seems to really embody the spirit of the forest.
Yes.
And they sing as they go out and collect all the things that they need. These are the Bayaka people who have lived for centuries, perhaps thousands of years, in harmony with the forest, and they know it and understand it like no other people.
There's your sound.
There's your sound.
That's your distinctive sound. That's what you do. Yeah. Get the Pygmies on your record. That's what you want. That's the distinctive sound.
Collaborate.
Marvin Gaye and Pygmies.
Yes.
That's the future. That's it.
I think the Pygmies would be well up for it, actually.
But also, too, I mean, the other thing, too, the point you make in your series is that this forest and these Pygmies prove it, is in fact a huge medicine chest, isn't it? I mean, there's every known medicine, every known drug that you need there for medicines within the forest itself.
Absolutely. They go out and they gather all these medicines, and I couldn't speak Bayaka, but I made good friends with one of the women, Pumu, who described to me through mime, you know, what was for tummy upset and what was for headache and fever, and the crew were kind of busy filming this, and you could see that their minds had kind of wandered away because it was a long session. And then suddenly she produced this bark, the bark of the yohimbe tree, which apparently gives a man an erection for a week. And suddenly all the male members of the crew kind of perked up, and you could see them sort of thinking, surreptitiously slipping a bit in their back pocket to try later. So,
You've not had any reports since, have
there's
you?
all sorts of things out there, yes.
Yeah.
You got any? You any on you?
You take a tree
In my
back to
dressing
Bolton.
room.
I know.
Take a tree back to Bolton and
Sort you
plant
out
it.
later.
Got some bark.
OK, so the
Here we go. Woof, woof.
so the series starts when? Next week?
On the 26th
26th,
of
that's right.
November,
And
yes.
there's three.
3 parts to the
All right.
series,
And
yes.
the book also, which is called Jungle, Journey to the Heart of the Rainforest.
Yes.
That's the BBC publication too. Good, and so what's next for you, Charlotte? You ever been to Bolton?
I haven't.
Hey,
No,
do a
wait.
series about that.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
So
Get a
what
tetanus
sort of
and come up.
wildlife do I
Well, you know what?
come across there?
This is what, plenty of wildlife. Bring your bark with you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Charlotte Uhlenbroek, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Charlotte
much.
Uhlenbroek.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Well done. There are some marvellous new young singers around, like Jamie Cullum, Nora Jones, Michael Bublé and Diana Krall. And one of my favourites is making her TV debut tonight. A new album's called The Road Less Travelled. Highly recommend it is too. From it, her version of Teach Me Tonight. Welcome, please, Clare Teal.
Did you say I've got a lot to learn? Please don't think I'm trying not to learn. Since this is the perfect spot to learn, teach me. tonight. Starting with the ABC of it, roll down to the XYZ of it. Help me solve the mystery of it. Oh, won't you teach me tonight? The sky's a blackboard high above you. Every shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you 1,000 times across the sky. One thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near, my love? Graduation's almost here, my love. Oh, won't you teach me tonight? Above you, if a shooting star goes by, I'll use that star to write I love you 1,000,000 times across the sky. One thing isn't very clear, my love. Should the teacher stand so near when graduation's almost here? Won't you, now won't you, now won't you, now won't you, oh won't you, won't you, won't you, won't you, won't you, oh won't you teach me tonight?
That's Clare Teal, and she knocked the socks off that one, didn't she? My final guest is an actress who's also one of our great treasures. The director, Richard Eyre, once observed she's been at her peak for 40 years. She's played everything from Lady Macbeth to James Bond's boss, Cleopatra to a suburban housewife. Ladies and gentlemen, Dame Judi Dench.
I know Mrs. By the Way.
Do you know Mrs.
Not the Bolton, by the way. I know the York, by the way.
Oh, it's a great last name, hadn't it, by the way?
It's
Isn't
wonderful.
it an amazing name?
Yes, like Mithelmroyd and all those other lovely in Yorkshire.
I got a note in the second interval of The Promise, and it said, Mrs. By the Way is coming round, and I said to Ian McKellen, isn't this an extraordinary name, Mrs. By the Way? He said, it is. I've never come across it before. And we walked on. There was a long, long pause at the beginning of the third act of The Promise. And his very first line was, by the way, do you know who I saw this morning? The collapse of everybody. I had to walk upstage.
Of course you do.
Yes,
You
of
often do
course.
have to.
Yes, all the time.
Great giggler, aren't you?
Certainly not. No,
No,
I've
of
grown
course.
out of that now.
And, of course, animal lover, too. You had
Yes,
your
I-
wedding reception at London Zoo.
We did.
Yes.
We had a lot of children at our wedding reception, so we... it was Jeremy Sinden, in fact, who suggested the members' room at London Zoo, and that's where we went.
Right.
And when all the children got bored of us all being pompous and making speeches, they all went out and threw the food at the animals. They didn't expect it was a very good idea, but
Do you have pets?
they liked it. 5 cats and a dog.
5 cats.
Yes.
Is it true that you dress these cats up?
No, I don't dress the cats up now, Michael. That was...
Oh, not now.
No, not now.
Yes,
I used to.
you
Yes,
used to.
I used to dress them up.
Yes.
As a child,
Yes.
they were always in long babies' nighties and bonnets, the cats. Terrible. I could be arrested
You
now for that.
absolutely. So, I was interviewing Alec Guinness, and he was talking about animals. He used to go and observe them at zoos to get some kind of hints about parts he was playing.
That's always done.
Is
That's
it?
done at drama school. My daughter, Finty, did that at drama school. She was a pelican, and excellent she was.
Was she?
Yes.
And what animal parts have you played? in
Well,
your
they
time?
didn't do that when I was at drama school too long ago. No, but Michael Williams, my husband, when he played the Fool in Lear, he went to the zoo to find out and look at somebody, and he was looking at the apes, and he heard a voice behind him, and it was Alec McCowan. He said, when I played the Fool, I was that one with the big red bum, he said.
It's amazing.
It's true.
Now, let's talk about your latest venture, because you're back to the Royal Shakespeare Company, aren't you?
I am. I'm rehearsing now for
And
All's Well.
that's more or less where you started, isn't it?
Yes, the Vic before that,
Vic
the old
before
Vic
that,
before that, and then straight to Stratford in 1962 for the season.
And All's Well, I mean, I've not seen the play.
Nor me.
Oh, you haven't? Oh,
No, I
good.
barely read it.
Really? So you're starting with a fresh page then?
Yes, and I think lots of people who come to it will think, what's this play about? Wonderful to be able to tell a story, a Shakespeare play, the story, and a lot of people not quite know what it's about, isn't it?
Yes, absolutely.
I think that's thrilling. You know, they know that these aren't the two who do the murder and go off. You know, it's not like that play that we won't mention. But it's lovely to do that, and it's wonderful to be back at the company.
And is there, in a sense, too, do you feel, I mean, I don't mean this in a kind of missionary sense, but do you feel there's a kind of duty on you to protect Shakespeare, to preserve Shakespeare? I mean, because succeeding generations, it's under threat, isn't it? You know, what's the relevance?
I
of
know it's
Shakespeare?
taken off the
Why could-
syllabus now.
Exactly, precisely.
I think that one bad production of Shakespeare puts everything back a lot. If young children come and see something that doesn't tell the story and is not well done, then I think that it puts them off forever. But I think it's up to us to try and just... not that awful thing of saying it's made available to people, you know. I think there are...
Accessible.
Accessible
Yes,
is the
yeah,
word, not
yeah,
available.
yeah.
Accessible. I think there are sometimes wrong ways of doing it.
Yes.
But sometimes, if you somehow put the play on hold, you know, while you do something very accessible that people will understand, the plays stand up to it. I mean, anyone who is loved or hated or felt envy or greed or passion or anything, those plays are for them. You
That's
just
right.
tell them, you know.
What about...
But I'm passionate about it anyway, for Shakespeare.
I know you are. I mean, there is a kind of missionary zeal with you, isn't there, about Shakespeare?
And going back to Stratford, and
Yes.
I long for it.
Well, Stratford, of course, you lived there, didn't you, for a while?
We did.
And
We
Finty
lived
was-
there when we were first married, Michael and I, and Finty, our daughter, was brought up there. And we brought his parents and my ma, and we all lived in a community.
And I suppose the memories it revives, there'll be some sad ones too, won't there, of course, because Michael died, and inevitably... that's your
He's
first
buried
time.
up there.
He's buried there, is he?
Yes,
Yeah.
and my parents-in-law and my ma.
Yes.
So they're not far away.
No. But are you able to sort of handle all that now?
I hope so. I'll tell you in a couple of weeks' time. Yes, I think so. And it was Finty who said to me, you ought to go back. I had my doubts about it. She said, you ought to. There's a huge part of my childhood. And it should be a huge part of her son's childhood, my
Yes,
grandson.
of course. And of course, the other link too, of course, is while you were at the Royal Shakespeare Company, working in Sydney, that Michael pursued you, followed you,
He did.
and proposed to you there.
He did.
What did you
Without
say?
me knowing.
Really?
Yes.
What, he proposed that, you know?
No, no, I didn't know. No, he came out without me knowing, and then he asked me to marry him, and I said, no, sir, absolutely, I can't possibly say yes. Not on a day like this. Ask me on a rainy day in Battersea. And he did.
And he did.
And I said yes.
And what about, let's talk about your leading men, because he was your leading man as well, of course, in that
He
wonderful
was.
TV series.
Yes, and at Stratford.
And at Stratford as well. What about as time goes by? What about...
Geoffrey Palmer, you mean?
Yes.
Well, he's always on the river, fishing, isn't he?
Oh, that's the reason why
You can't ever get... This is the reason why I'm not here doing the show.
Really?
Yes, yes, you can't get him off, you know. It's the mayfly. He goes absolutely mad.
But he's a wonderful actor, isn't he, Geoffrey Palmer?
He's the best person to learn comedy from.
Really?
Yes.
He's
He's just wonderful. But he also is very, very naughty, behaves very, very badly.
Does he? In what way?
He does. Well, he always makes it look as if it's your fault if something goes wrong. And it almost always is my fault. But I don't have to have it pointed out.
No. He did say that actually that there were an awful lot of sort of laughter and retakes on as time goes by.
There were many retakes.
Many retakes. And we've got
We were here till way beyond midnight.
Yeah, well, we've got one here for you, actually, which points up rather what you've been saying. This is you and Geoffrey trying to do a scene, but
And him behaving rather badly.
And him behaving rather badly, yes, here we are.
If this is going to be a lecture about minding my own business and not wanting everything to turn out right for everybody, you can forget it. I don't mind my own business, and I do want everything to turn out right for everybody, and that's honest, which is more than you were about Alistair.
What do you mean?
Well, you did know there was something wrong. You knew about his thumb all the time. No, his thumb.
It's nothing to do with it. All week she hasn't known this line, so
He's been doing this. Tonight he doesn't do it.
I didn't do it tonight, so... Is Eileen Atkins free? Maggie Smith? Geraldine McKeown?
He should be reported.
It should be reported.
He should.
It must be lovely to have that kind of working relationship with somebody, though.
Yes, it is.
So
It's
kind of
lovely.
harmonious.
It's lovely. It
fun.
was like a family.
Yeah, absolutely. What about some of your other leading men? I mean, is it true that whenever you appear on screen with Pierce Brosnan, you have to stand on a box?
No, no. No, I never have to start, just very high heels. It's Colin Salmon I have trouble with, who plays Robinson, who's in my office, who's immensely tall, and stands the entire time, stands behind me with his legs like this, in order to get into the shot at all.
Now then, let's go back to the Royal Shakespeare Company. You've been, what, 40 years now in the business?
Much more than 40 years.
Much more than 40.
46 years.
46 years. What about the changes that you've seen in those times? I mean, what have been...
Not the least, the dressing rooms here.
But what about the kind of people in the business now? I mean, you had come through that great period when we had people like Gielgud and Richardson and Olivier and all the Dame Edith and people like that.
And you called them Mr. Dame Edith, you called everybody...
She was very grand,
Mr.
wasn't
Richardson, before he was knighted.
Yes.
Mr. Gielgud before he was knighted.
Yes.
Sir John, everybody called everybody by their first name.
You worked with John, didn't you?
I certainly did.
Yes.
I worked with him several times and was directed by him, which was a wonderful thing happened, that we were rehearsing a thing called The Gay Lord Quex. It's a very good title. And it's a very, very funny play. It's a very, very funny play. And we were rehearsing in the crypt of St. James's Church, Piccadilly. And we were all rehearsing there, and he was directing us. And we'd been rehearsing for about an hour and a half. And quite suddenly, out of the loo, came running a man with a pair of trousers. And he ran straight through our rehearsal room and up the stairs, followed by another man not wearing a pair of trousers, who went straight through and up the stairs again. And John Gielgud laughed so much, he said, we simply can't go on for the rest of the day. We have the day off, he said. Isn't it wonderful?
What about the lovely...
They've been doing it
I don't know. John might have had a clue, but I mean, what about the other time? It was here, wasn't it? Doing a priestly play?
Yes, it was here when we were doing very early on, as time goes by. And Sir John was here on his first day doing a J.B. Priestley play. And he was with a lot of actors sitting round, and none of them were speaking to him at lunchtime. And he'd given me a little wave like that. And so I finished my lunch, and I went over and sat down beside him and said, "It's wonderful to see you again." And he said, "Yes, and you." And then there was a hugely long pause, and he suddenly said, "Has anyone had any obscene phone calls lately?" He said. Out of the blue.
That's
Wonderful
wonderful.
remark.
It is
I loved
extraordinary.
him.
But I mean,
Really.
looking back again and looking forward too, I mean, are you hopeful about the theatre? I mean, it seems to go from crisis to crisis. I suppose that's the way it's always been.
Yes, I think it is. I'm always hopeful about it, because it will survive. As long as there's a space and somebody to do it and somebody to watch it, it will survive. You know, that's the nature of things. It's what we need, too.
And do you ever lose, after 46 years of going on stage and doing what you do so wonderfully well, do you ever lose that nervous tension when you go on? Are you
Oh, no, I've got much more nerves now, Michael.
Have you? Really?
Oh, much, much more.
Really?
Yes, paralytically nervous. But if I wasn't, I'd die. If I really, you know, if I didn't feel that fright, like sitting back here, waiting to come on.
But
Desperate.
but more so, I mean, I remember seeing Edith when she was on stage, right at the very end of her career. And she might have been nervous when she came on, but I'll tell you what, she didn't have to dominate the audience. I mean, like, they were kept in line by her.
I'm sure.
Do you feel the same way with an audience that's noisy or whatever? I mean, are you likely
Yeah,
to...
I don't feel the same way at all.
You don't?
The phones go off and people have conversations.
And what do you do then, though?
Well, I stop.
Oh,
Now.
there you are. This is the point, precisely.
Because I think that conversation must be a great deal more interesting than what's going on up here. So you have that, and then we'll go on with the piece.
So you stop and just wait?
Yes.
With that
Give them a
grab.
beady eye.
The beady eye, yeah, the famous Dench beady eye. Now, when does all this happen, All's Well at Enderville?
All's Well opens in Stratford. The first night is the 11th of December. We preview the 3rd of December, and we do 10 weeks at the Swan. No Mondays. We just do 10 weeks straight, you know, not with anything else. Then we have a week off, and then we have 10 weeks at the Gielgud.
All right.
Which is
That'd
apt,
be
isn't it?
lovely. Well, all the best with it. Have a good time with it and enjoy Stratford. I'm sure you will.
Thank you, Michael.
Dench, Judi Dench.
Very much.
My thanks to Dame Judi Dench, Charles Uhlenbroek, Peter Kay, Clare Teal and Will Young. Next week, my guests are Sarah Ferguson, Gwyneth Paltrow, Eddie Izzard and Sting. From all of us here, a very good night. Good night.
From recent encounters to more memorable moments from the archives, famous faces in conversation, choosing their desert island discs. Listen now on BBC Sounds.